Yes. What's happening, guys? How are we doing? So, firstly, apologise. I'm like an hour late, but we didn't get to accommodation last night till about 1 o'clock, and I didn't get sleep till just after one. So, I needed the extra sleep. So, I'm sure you can appreciate it. But at least we're showing up and we're getting it done right. That's what it's about. Even if it's not at the exact time, we're still here, and you're hopefully coming back to watch. So, we're going to talk about building a championship mindset. Mine sound like Sean Connery. Mindset, and we're going to talk about how do we build a championship mindset in everyday life so that we can become more resilient, that we can win in everyday life and all of those micro situations that you find in life situations. And I've kind of got 4 things that really stand out. And actually, when I look at these things, they're 4 things that I saw my daughter implement yesterday when she won gold at her very first jiu-jitsu tournament. And there are 4 things that I often think about when I'm competing in jiu-jitsu as well. And I think they are transferable skills to us as fully grown men who are watching, and we can put them into our lives to make sure that actually when we face those life battles, we can implement some of these factors that allow us to build a championship mindset and make sure that we win in life, right? So let's get into it. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I am your host, James Boorman, and if you are coming through and I know we're late, please do comment on the watch back, or if you're live, just to let me know that you're watching, and hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you can do that now. Cool. So let's go for these 4 sort of elements that I feel that we need to build a championship mindset to make sure that we win at life. Okay. So the first one is an element of courage. I think courage is that ability to be able to overcome fear. Okay, fear is one of the biggest things that stops us progressing and dealing with situations in life, because we overthink, we fear rejection, we fear failure, and that almost puts us in a procrastination state, right, where we just never progress because we're always in that fear state, and we always want to stay just in our safe zone. And when you think about building a championship mindset, like I want to win the title, when you think about big fighters, when I think about my little 6-year-old girl winning yesterday, it takes courage to step on the mat. It takes courage to step into the ring. And they're going to have to overcome a lot of anxiety and fear of rejection and fear of failure, because that would all manifest in the side of their heads, as it does with us every single day. So we have to be able to show courage all of the time, to be able to wake up, to be able to face those fears, to be able to overcome those fears, to be able to keep thriving forwards, and making sure that actually we're doing the thing that we said we were going to do, and we're doing the thing that is required to make sure that we build the life that we want to live, right? Make sure that's still on, and build the life that we want to live. So courage is a fundamental part of that process of making sure that you build a championship mindset that develops and builds you. And it's important to remember, when you face adversity, when you face a brick wall, when you face barriers, man, you've got to show the courage to break through. Okay. And if you can think of an example where you need more courage, this is a really good example to show courage, and put that in the comments down below, because I think it's important for everybody to be able to see, okay, exactly how we overcome it and how other people overcome it, and the consequences of not overcoming it. Number 2, you've got to be a little aggressive. Now, I don't mean aggressive as in going down to town and smacking the local lad out who's gobbing off all the time. I mean aggressive in terms of you've got to show a little bit about yourself. And I've put here, have something about yourself. Now, having something about yourself is vital in a championship mindset. So when I watched my daughter yesterday, we often call it beast mode. So beast mode is like when you go, man, you can see your opponent starting to falter slightly. Man, let's go beast mode. Keep pushing, gain the initiative. And that's almost what we need to do in life to make sure that we're building that momentum, building those wins. We're overcoming those micro elements of struggle and pity. We've got to be able to show a little aggression. We have something about ourselves against all of the curveballs that we face, about all of the external factors that we don't have control of in terms of growing and developing and building. Okay, we've got to be able to show a little bit of fire to get through that. Okay, yes, essential when you face hardship. Okay, that's the key to fortitude, is showing a little bit of fire, showing a little bit of aggression, having something about yourself to get over this other side. Make sense? Okay, number 2, don't fade into a pity mentality. Okay. I have fallen foul of this, of getting frustrated in a competition in jiu-jitsu and feeling sorry for myself in the midst of a fight. And it affects the way that you show up. It affects your confidence, your belief system, your self-worth. It affects all of those things. So we really got to be able to make sure that we recognize in everyday life that actually a lot of the situations that we're going to go through, you're going to determine those relationships as main problems or mini traumas. They're not really traumas, they're just life. It's just life scenarios that we've got to make sure that we're not falling foul of by falling into this little pity mentality. Because when we fall into a pity mentality, we think different, we act different, results are different, and we don't really break through. Okay, and it's important that you recognize when you're in that pity state, and you don't want to be in that pity state, but you want to make sure that you're going, dude, I need to have something about myself. I need to step myself out of that mentality, and I need the courage to break forwards. Okay. So the last one that I put was the ability to adapt and overcome. Because in a championship mindset, when you're trying to build a championship mindset, there are going to be curveballs, going to things that don't go your way. And it's how you react to that would determine whether you become the champion or whether you become the fallen. And that's the same in every single day of life. Every single day there's going to be a curveball. There's going to be something going on. Do you know what I mean? But if you manifest that and you make it into something that's not really a big deal, then you're just going to end up falling into that pity party, and you're going to end up slipping back. So in order for us to be able to thrive, you've got to be able to adapt and overcome. And that takes skill, time, patience, understanding of the bigger picture. When you understand the bigger picture, okay, you're more likely to be able to show up and go, well, actually, these things happen. This is just everyday life. I'm not going to let it consume me. I'm not going to let it traumatize me. I'm not going to let it be a big deal or an issue. Do you know what I mean? If it is what it is, and let's break through. So a good example is like your car breaking down on the way to work. There's nothing you can do about it. So why spend time and energy on it? Just deal with the issue and don't let it affect you. So we just keep breaking through. Okay. It's mainly focusing on things that you can control, not the things that you can't control, because you can never change those things. Purely you can focus on everything, okay? Everything that you are in control of, you can make an effect on. Okay? So just to recap, the 4 things that can help us build a championship mindset that can help us get through the day, every single day. Okay, courage, having something about ourselves, don't fade into the pity party, and making sure that we have the ability to adapt and overcome. All right, guys, hope you have a great day. Next show is going to be on Friday, 6 a.m. We'll definitely be there at 6 a.m. this time. And I look forward to seeing you then. Have a cracking week. Have a strong week. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and I'll catch you next time.